everybody. I am going to retell a story to you, one of my favorite stories, and maybe you know this story too. I'm going to retell to you the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Here we go. Little Red Riding Hood lived with her mother. One day, her mother said to her, I want you to bring this basket of food to your grandma, and I want you to go through the woods and blah, blah, blah. Maybe pick a flower or two. The end. Do you like how I retold my story? I have a bunch of them. I could tell you another one. Or do you think that I'm missing something in my story? If you guessed that I'm missing the ending, you are right. I am mistelling the ending of my story. An author plans their story with an ending in it. And the ending just isn't like a bunch of sentences. Usually the ending conveys something to the reader, like they want you to learn a lesson. So authors plan their endings. I am going to read a Frog and Toad story to you right now, and I'm going to leave off the ending, and let's see if you can think of what it is. And then, after we're done reading it, we can see why did the story end that way? What did the author want us to learn? Okay, here we go. Let me get it up. All right, here is the story, The Letter. Toad was sitting on his front porch. Frog came along and said, "What is the matter, Toad? You are looking sad." Oh. "Yes," said Toad, "this is my sad time of day. It is the time when I wait for the mail to come. It always makes me very unhappy." "Why is that?" asked Frog. "Because I never get any mail," said Toad. "Not ever?" asked Frog. "No, never," said Toad. "No one has ever sent me a letter. Every day my mailbox is empty. That is why waiting for the mail is a sad time for me." Frog and Toad sat on the porch, feeling sad together. Then Frog said, "I have to go home now, Toad. There is something I must do." Frog hurried home. He found a pencil and a piece of paper, and he wrote on the paper. He put the paper in an envelope. On the envelope he wrote, "A letter for Toad." Frog ran out of his house. He saw a snail that he knew. "Snail," said Frog, "please take this letter to Toad's house and put it in his mailbox." "Sure," said the snail, "right away." Then Frog ran back to Toad's house. Toad was in bed taking a nap. "Toad," said Frog, "I think you should get up and wait for the mail some more." "No," said Toad, "I'm tired of waiting for the mail." Frog looked out the window at Toad's mailbox. The snail was not there yet. "Toad," said Frog, "you never know when someone may send you a letter." "No, no," said Toad, "I do not think anyone will ever send me a letter." Frog looked out the window. The snail was not there yet. "But Toad," said Frog, "somebody may send you a letter today." "Don't be silly," said Toad. "No one has ever sent me a letter before, and no one will ever send me a letter today." Frog looked out the window. The snail was still not there. "Frog, why do you keep looking out of the window?" asked Toad. "Because now I am waiting for the mail," said Frog. "But there will not be any," said Toad. Blah, blah, blah. The end. That's a really good story. Did you guys like that story? Is that the end of the story? That's not the end of the story. The author has to plan an ending. All right, we're going to keep on reading. Let's see if we can see what the ending is. You might have already predicted it. "Oh, yes, there will," said Frog, "because I have sent you a letter." "You have?" said Toad. "What did you write in the letter?" Frog said, I wrote, "Dear Toad, I am glad that you are my best friend." "Your best friend, Frog." "Oh," said Toad, "that makes a very good letter." Then Frog and Toad went out onto the front porch to wait for the mail. They sat there, feeling happy, together. Frog and Toad waited a long time. This makes me laugh. 4 days later, the snail got to Toad's house and gave him the letter from Frog. Toad was really pleased to have it. Let me move my picture. So I like this story because I think that we can learn from this lesson. What does the author want us to learn? Why did he choose to end the story this way? Is there an important lesson for me to learn? And there is an important lesson to learn. I learned in this story that you can count on your friends to cheer you up when you are sad. I think most Frog and Toad stories, I kind of end up with that same message at the end, that I can count on my friends to help me. I can count on my friends when I'm sad. That Frog and Toad make a really good friendship, and that I want to learn to have that kind of friendship with other people. Authors always plan their endings. Today, when you're reading, I want you to look in your book and get to the end, and I want to see if you have learned a lesson from what the author is trying to say, or what kind of meaning does the author want you to get out of it. And the meaning also just might be a crafty move of how you want to end your writing. Today in writing, we're also going to work on endings. So it's a great day to link together our reading and our writing. Are you ready to get started as readers? I hope you are. Good luck, everybody. Get going.